Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a couple weeks. Um, don't know how to start this video. I've been thinking about how to start this video for the last few days. It's a video that I didn't really want to make, but there was an incident, and it's over 2 weeks now. It's basically it was 2 weeks Thursday. Today's Friday, but things were going good as far as I could tell. I was doing a ton of work. It was a crazy busy week, and it was all outdoor work, and it was 100 degrees outside, and I was on roofs and um, feeling a little bit physically uncomfortable because I still get I don't know if it's pause or whatever you want to call it, but I still get these waves of temperature swings and being uncomfortable, and so doing that type of work where I just be profusely sweating 1 minute and then be cold chills the next minute and then be goosebumped and uncomfortable and all that stuff. But I finished my day at work and I went and stopped at a gas station because I ran out of water for the day, and we were going through water like crazy. And so I stopped at a gas station, which I know there's a chain of gas stations to completely avoid because all of them have kratom and it's all like extracts and all that kind of stuff. So I stopped at this just this random gas station, Marathon gas station, and was buying water and a Gatorade. Had my credit card out, and they had extract shots there, and I completely just did it without thinking. Had the credit card out, and I was just like, "Yeah, give me one of those," and pretty much downed it before I was like even back in my car. You know, I think that was kind of like the parasite in my mind, just saying like, we're gonna have to do this now. Let's do it now. No time to think or be tempted to make calls or try to stop this or what. It was already in my hand, so I did it. And then I started heading home, and now I'm in full blown, fuck it mode. So I stopped at this one smoke shop that I always used to stop at and grabbed another one. And did that on the way home. And then for someone that hasn't used, kratom, it was over 100 days at that time. That was way too much kratom to be taking, as far as 2 shots in the matter of like 2 hours. So after the second one, I was ill, like very ill, very shaky, double vision, felt like I was gonna puke. And I came home, and Andrea was around. She works from home, doing counseling and stuff, and so she was home, and I was kind of asking her because I knew I was like, I have to tell her like now, and if I don't tell her, she's gonna figure it out in 2 minutes probably. My eyes were probably completely pinned out, and I was shaky and didn't want to look her in the eye or anything like that. And so I asked her, and I also didn't want to upset her before she goes into a counseling session. So I was like, "Oh, are you working?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I got a session in 5 minutes." I'm like, "Okay," in my mind, I'm like, "I'll just wait until she gets out, and then I'll tell her." But then her client kept blowing her off and stuff, so we're kind of sitting there for an hour, and I'm kind of just having to pretend like everything's okay and everything, waiting to see does she actually have to go to work. And she eventually goes in with the client, but it was a short meeting or whatever. And as soon as she came out, we were standing in the kitchen, and I gave her a hug and kind of whispered in her ear like I did something stupid. And so she was understanding. That's all she's ever asked of me, is if something like this happens, just please tell her. And so I told her pretty much as fast as I could. But then, then once that confession comes out of your lips, then it's got to come out everywhere. Then there's no such thing as just telling your wife and then going into a meeting later that day and pretending like everything's okay. And so went through the whole process of talking to sponsors and talking about it in a meeting and coming clean with the Quitting Kratom group and all that. And it was okay. I kind of went back and did the autopsy. I'm like, okay, like what the hell even really happened here? And it's funny because I did that video about the things that have helped me stay sober up to this point, and my number one thing was do not rush out the door. And that day, I ran out the door. I woke up way too late. Like I said, I had a ton of work planned, and I just left. And so as far as like the autopsy of like, well, what went wrong here? That's kind of the thing that stands out the most to me. So you know, for the next probably 4 or 5 days after that, it was a pretty bad rut. And then I also went right from that into starting. I'm in the middle of a 2 or 3 week run of overnights. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm using a parking lot light as my lighting here. So, but I want to get this video out sooner than later. I've been kind of putting it off for a little bit. So, you know, when I went in to start working overnights, and you know, and I was working alone and all that stuff, and then I was talking to people about it. You know, I had the support of my group and all that stuff, but you know, it's just that thing of like, you know, and I haven't used any Kratom since then, so it was kind of like a one and done kind of deal, or two and done, however you want to put it. So, you know, it's that weird dynamic of, I'm like, okay, here I am, like, okay, out of the last, you know, whatever, at this point, it's, you know, 120 days I've used Kratom once, so that's, you know, 119 days without Kratom. That's great, you know. If someone, you know, a year ago said like, hey, this is what your life is going to be like in a year, you know, I would take it, you know, even with that one slip up involved or whatever. But then you still got to go through the process, you know, of resetting, you know, sobriety dates, and, you know, going into meetings saying I screwed up again, and feeling down. You know, so there was a good 4 or 5 days of that. Of I didn't completely just quit on life, but I don't know. It was just hard. But I've kind of started putting the pieces back together. You know, I stopped the pity party, got back on the horse as far as, you know, getting my big 5 and big 6 things done, and you know, getting to meetings and all that stuff, and staying connected with people. And then sure enough, everything's starting to turn around again. You know, I feel okay today. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm getting married in 2 weeks, you know, and I'm going to be able to get married without Kratom in my system, and that was always the goal, you know. And as long as I can keep my shit together, that's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm happy about that. But I mean, this is the deal. It's ups and downs. You know, it's very humbling. It's very humbling. And then sometimes I start to question. It's like, well, any advice I've given, or any of the things that, like, you know, any of the ways that I've talked, like I know what I know what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, you feel like you're full of shit then. You know, but the truth is, we're all human, you know, and I will never claim to be a recovery guru. I will never claim to be someone that, hey, you have problems, come to me and I'll show you the way. That's never the deal for anybody. It's, let's all stick together. When somebody falls, let's pick them up. When I fall, you know, admit it, discuss why I might have fallen, and, you know, people around me will pick me up. So that's all that's really been going on. I'm just going to be kind of riding these overnight shifts going into my wedding, and then I'll be on vacation. I'm going to I'll definitely post some videos of where we're going for a honeymoon, which is nowhere exotic. It's in Kentucky, but wait till you see what we have rented out. It looks like it's absolute paradise. So didn't really want to make this video, or wish I didn't have to have this kind of news in the video, but hey, this is my honest effort, you know. no matter what anybody thinks of me or says about me or what I think about myself, this is what it is, and I am who I am. And today I feel good about who I am, and I don't have kratom in my system, and doing the best I can. I've been trying to reply to a lot of the comments that have come through, even videos going back months. It's great to see. I've gotten quite a few messages saying, hey, these videos really helped me. And man, I never imagined that would happen. I hoped it would happen, but to see that happening and to see people's stories and see people reporting in, hey man, I'm day 6, cold turkey, like doing great. I'm watching your videos, I'm watching other videos. It's like, God, what a blessing. What a blessing. And just what a beautiful life. But just wanted to check in, and I hope all you guys are well. All right. Love you. Peace.